Okay, everyone, welcome back to Animator's Animator's Laundromat Adventures. Just ignore the background. That's just my dad's ringing.
Hello.
So, today, we're going to be running the,
Sure.
oh, hang on, one second. Okay, sorry about that. So, today we're going to be running the Delicate cycle. After the Delicate cycle. I just gotta get... Oh. Yeah, I think it does...
Well, I'll let you know when
Yeah.
Mom arrives and
Alright.
decide then.
Yeah, they could just, like, drop them off here. I'll get it after I finish the Delicate cycle. Okay, so I was going to do a Silk cycle here, but since the download thing doesn't seem to be working right, I can't seem to connect my Chromebook to my washer, I'm gonna have to just run Delicates. So, yeah. Plus I don't have the door piece yet that goes into the lock, or a wrench the right size. So, I mean, there are small ones, but like the 1-bit just is too big to fit in that door lock, so I'm gonna have to figure out a system. Okay, so adding detergent. I'll actually just set the camera down so I could just do the detergent. Maybe use a little bit less than I did yesterday. Maybe just 1/8 of a cup today, instead of 1/4 of it, because I used 1/4 of it yesterday and it suds locked. Okay, so show you right here. We have the detergent in. Oh. Looks like I accidentally got some in the fabric softener dispenser. I'll just wipe it out of there. Oh, there we go. I accidentally got some in the fabric softener dispenser, so I just wipe it out. Wipe it in there. Also, that really needs to be cleaned out sometime. You can kind of see it. Ow. Okay. So, power on. The Delicates. We're going to do default settings here. Cold, medium, and normal. That's the temperature, speed, and soil level. So, cold, wash temperature, medium, spin, and normal soil. Now, I'm not going to use the cold wash option. I'm just going to use the actual temperature setting. First, before I start the cycle, though, I'll show you what options it allows. On Delicates, it allows up to warm temperature, up to medium spin, and soil levels don't really matter on the cycle. Because, like, I mean, it does change the time, but it doesn't restrict the soil levels to anything. Oh, wait. I forgot. Yeah, I have to hold down steam for 3 seconds to activate cold wash. It does restrict heavy soil if I have cold wash on, like it does on every cycle. But no cold wash in it, and I can do any soil level. Like the option, specifically. And Delicate cycle start. Also, it says 45, which they used to do. They used to do 41, and now I've heard the 9900 does 47 on Delicates.
I haven't forgotten.
Hang on, let me And again, my viewers, that's another cycle that does not do load sensing. Yeah, the ones on here that don't do load sensing are bedding, delicates, speed wash, rinse and spin, and, of course, spin only. All the rest of them do load sensing. So really on here, it's mostly the right side of the knob that does it. I mean, there's 2 on the left, 3 on the right that don't do load sensing, but most of them do. And we finally have a good lighting system where it won't actually turn off mid-cycle. So, or shouldn't turn off mid-cycle. By the way, I think that's like a bed key or something. Like one of them that I brought from the other house. When I think I washed on bedding or delicates. One of those cycles. Wait, no, it can't be delicates that I washed it on. If I can bring in more whites one day, I might do normal on hot or normal on extra hot one day. Although extra hot would extend the cycle by a lot. I'm not sure how long it would be for on extra high, though it would show 2H, which I'm not sure if it's exactly going to be 2 hours or not, because it's a 2-digit timer washer. So, it's in between 100 to 120 where it says 2H. And then 121 to 180 for when it says 3H. Now if it were to do like a 100-minute cycle, it would just show 2H for 1 minute, then just go to 99. I think the 2H thing being from 100 to 120 is just confusing because, yeah. I mean, I get that anything above 99 is 3 digits until 999, but still. It looks like it's barely even rolling. I mean, that is one smaller item in there. Smaller than the Marshall blanket. I think we were just filling from main wash, weren't we? I think so. Yeah, I believe we're getting shorter tumbles now. And longer soaking periods.
Where'd your wiper blade go?
I didn't touch it.
Oh, here it is.
So yeah, we just had the premiere end for the bedding cycle, so. Okay.
It's supposed to be 22. Okay.
I'm counting about like 2 seconds of tumbling on that. It seems more of a soaking cycle though. But then again, it is a gentle cycle. Yeah, you can tell by those jiggles that it's about to start tumbling again. Like whenever a jiggle comes, you could tell that it's about to rotate again. That's like LG's rotation signal system. Took me a long time to notice that actually. Man, those tumbles are even shorter than the sanitary tumbles. Which for heated cycles only happens when the heater is on, which would be on extra hot. Oh, looks like we're doing swinging. Still for a short period of time, but okay. Yeah, I think we're gonna be doing swinging a few times. Yep, swinging. That's very useful for a gentle cycle. Something that only direct drive can do. Which that is a direct drive because it's LG. Oh, here we go, back to normal tumbling. Guess that was 3 or 4 rounds of swinging. I kinda lost count very quickly. Okay, maybe 2.5 seconds of agitation, rotation. Okay, actually somewhere closer to 3 seconds of rotation. I do know that Delicates does do the testing balance thing on intermediate spins and the final spin on the Delicate cycle. I've run that cycle like once or twice on here.
Mom's here.
Oh.
Let me at least stick your head out and wave, okay?
Okay, sorry about that, my viewers. I was just getting my headset.
Okay.
There we go. Oh, what that beep. I'm just censoring swears on my channel. I'm just censoring these swears for my channel because I'm trying to make it as much all ages friendly as possible. Still getting those shorter tumbles. And it says 36 minutes left. See when it drains. Okay, it's at 35 and still washing. Dark chocolate. Also, we're about 10 minutes to noon where I am. Or actually, it won't be 10 minutes to noon when the video premieres.
Okay.
It probably won't be 10 minutes to noon when the video premieres, cause like it's just 10 minutes to noon now, not the premiere.
When you get him while I'm out?
I don't know.
Okay. Good enough.
34 minutes on the washer. Okay, it's been 11 minutes on the washing. At least on the timer. Because I did pause it earlier. Paused it just so you wouldn't miss a cycle. Because I know my viewers, you probably want to see the full cycle. I mean, that's the whole purpose of this video. The full cycle of the washer. Oh, we're doing swinging again. I just noticed that. I just noticed that thing is like inflated by the water. I count 4 times in a row it did swinging. See if it does more, or if it just goes back to regular tumbling. Okay, just those 4. I guess it does 4 rounds of swinging every once in a while on delicates. Yeah, I haven't run that cycle a lot of times, so I don't really know. But yeah, coming to delicates, it is always good to use a cold water temperature, cause like anything higher than cold could potentially like damage some of that stuff. I mean, warm water is okay, but still. Also, being on the cold setting, it does actually use just a tiny bit of hot water in the mix. But if I were to have it on tap cold, it would just mean no hot water at all would be in there, just cold water, like nothing but cold water. So the cold setting on here is kind of just like the semi-cold setting on the Mega Washer. Back at the other house. Even on shorter tumbles, we are still getting some good tumbling action, so that's good. Yeah. Yeah, I think once I'm like, once I'm older, I'm gonna have, like, a really big house full of washers, and I'm like, I'll probably also include the 3600 there if I can find it anywhere. Yeah. I don't think I'll be able to get the 3900 though, unless I get it from somewhere like where they're still where they could still be selling it nowadays, cuz the 3900 is probably like sold out by now in most stores. Same for the 3600. However, they are still selling the 4000. I have seen it recently in stores like Home Depot and Lowe's. They're still selling the 4000. And the 3400, they're still selling that one too, surprisingly, because that was a 2019 model, which is why I'm surprised they're still selling it now these days. And I think I saw once that they were also still selling the 3470. Oh, looks like we're doing a cooldown fill, even though it's on cold. Cooldown even though it's on cold. That is so good. So yeah, increasing water level. I guess it fills in like cold water towards the end of the main wash. I'm not really sure. I never felt the extra water temperature from in there. I might actually do that one day just to see what temperature of water it puts in at the end of the main wash. I mean, I don't know, it could still be the same setting of temperature it's on, or just cold water. But I'm gonna figure that out one day. Like one of those days I'm just kinda like, once it starts doing that increasing water level feel, I'm gonna like stick my hand and then just like feel the water temperature, see if it's cold or just the selected water temperature. So yeah, my guess is going to be that it's going to drain for the first intermediate spin at about when the timer remaining reaches 23. Or actually 24, because it did that filling at 29. So, yeah. Usually drains at about 5 minutes after the first increasing water level. So, yeah. At least for that washer it does. When I get my really big house one day, I also really want to try out the 3400 too, just to see what it does. I've heard that the normal cycle on that washer is like 92 minutes for some reason. That's like a very long cycle for the... That's like a long cycle. That's like very long for a normal cycle. I mean, on here it takes 58 on default settings. But extra high and it goes 75. 27 minutes it says. Are we gonna do swinging again anytime? Yeah, I can see that like bed sheet in there, or it could be a pillowcase, something, is barely like even like rolling around in there. Although I do admit, the water just like dripping from the paddles actually does kind of add to the cleaning of it. if I do say so myself, so I've always seen that as a plus side. Because it's kind of like Turbo Wash, except that it doesn't have the jets. Well, I mean, on the sides it looks like it has the jets, but those things are fake jets. So like, those jets aren't real in that on that washer. They just make it look like there's jets. Same for the top sides, because now Turbo Wash 360. Oh, yep, that answers my question. Swinging again. Oh man, that thing is inflated really big now because of all that water. It says 25 minutes. I think it would actually be cool if I could actually get like a 25-minute wash cycle on here. Oh, 24 minutes, and it's the first intermediate spin, so I guess that correctly the second time. Because I originally thought 23, and I'm like, no wait, it did increase the water level at 29, so 24 is the draining for the intermediate spin. Also, I really like the sound of the drain, of like how the drain pump sounds. Because it's not really as loud as the old ones are. At least to my perspective. Probably seems loud on video, but in person it's not really as loud as the old ones, the AC ones. The old AC ones. That one's like a DC. Alternating current and direct current. I think the direct drive also uses direct current because permanent magnet system controlling the direct drive, so yeah. I really like how he uses permanent magnets though. That's a neat way to do direct drive. Before I actually found out what it was, I thought it was just a basic washer motor just sticked into the back. But actually using a permanent magnet system is very neat for a direct drive system. Yep, testing balance. I can hear it shaking a little bit. So that is unbalanced. I don't know how it senses that as balanced, but okay. Does it only do the testing balance on delicates for intermediate spins? Yeah, I guess it does. Because I just saw it stop right after. So not really much of a spin, just testing balance, and then just skipping straight to the rinse. It says 21 minutes now. Oh, here we go. Filling. We are filling now for the first rinse. And I think Delicates also does up to 670 RPM for medium speed selection. I also like how they changed the default on delicates and bedding to be medium rather than low. Cause like on the old ones from like early 2010s, they were both set to low on default. And I don't think the low spin is just good enough at all. Even for bedding and delicates. So I like how they stepped up the speed a little bit for defaults. Actually, I wonder if those old washers even allowed medium speed on bedding and delicates. Also, the older washers from the early 2010s, they actually used to, for like the very early 2010s, they actually used to not allow extra hot on normal. I don't know if it allowed it on heavy or not, but on normal they wouldn't allow extra hot. I like how they do now though, cause that one doesn't have sanitary. It doesn't have the sanitary cycle on it. But running normal on extra hot is just the same thing as the sanitary cycle. Still doing shorter tumbles because it's a gentle cycle. The delicates is a gentle cycle. It really always holds true that every washer needs the 3 wash modes of normal, gentle, and soak. That's why WashiMator is having those. Did that thing just rotate clockwise and then clockwise again? Or am I just seeing things? Yeah, I have to check the video after I finish the recording. I believe Delicates also does 6 minutes on medium spin. Just like how bedding does. I do know that all of them do 1 minute for the last bit of the cycle when it's on no spin. Especially spin only. Cause like really spin only on no spin would really just be called drain only. So yeah. Hang on, let me check my battery. It says I think I'm reading 24% on there. Oh no, 24. That means it's gonna run out soon. Hang on. I better go get my charger again. Because I waited too long between charging it and recording. We'll have the light just in front of the washer so you can all see. Also, it has like, let's see, 16 minutes. I'll move it back so we could see the entire view of the washer and the control. And the controls. It's I noticed it's glaring on the controls, probably just because of the light outside. And I'm gonna go get my charger. At least now we have a good lighting system that won't turn off mid-cycle. I believe we're going to be doing the testing balance move again. Oh, and by the way, it drained second intermediate spin when the timer hit 15. There we go, plugged in. I think that's probably the best view of the washer that you can get. Yep, testing balance again, and then just skipping straight to the next rinse. Yeah, that's the best view we can get of the washer. Along with the timer panel on there. Now I believe we're going to be filling through both bleach and fabric softener for the final rinse. It says 12 minutes remaining on the timer. Oh, there we go. The final rinse. One day I really want to be able to catch the view of that timer, like along with that. So I might try to do that one day. Maybe bring the light a little closer to the washer. There we go. So that way you could see it. Actually, if I do that, you can actually see it. Let me... I can kind of see it like that, but not completely, so I'll just turn it back on. Light. It says 11 minutes. Just me trying to adjust the camera to the right angle. Also, today is Valentine's Day, my viewers. Saturday, February 14th, 2026. So... Also, it looks like the view of the washer is kind of slanted a little bit. For some reason. I don't know why. But if I put it like that, it looks less slanted. Yeah. I'm having a feeling it might drain at like 6 or 5. So yeah, shorter tumbles again. best viewing we can get.
Okay.
Okay. Front load. Oh, wait. I don't know why it looks slanted on camera view. Yeah. That's how we can get like a great view of the washer. Like that. And I think that light is just from the outside. Could be from the actual light. Yep, it's the outside light. So it's not just the glare from that small lighting system. Okay, 7 minutes on the washer. Maybe I'll move the camera a little closer to the washer. Yeah, there we go. Yep, 6 minutes and we're draining for the final spin. You can actually tell by when the final light is flashing that it's on the final spin. I can actually hear some of that water draining through there. And it sounds like a draining sink.
Can you give me a butter knife, please?
That was funny. Yeah, it was okay. 5 minutes now. So it does the same final spin time as on the bedding cycle. Looks like it's trying to balance the load. In one direction? Really? It's not giving up in one direction? I'm surprised. Okay, that's probably the best it can get. Testing balance, I believe.
Okay.
Oh, it actually just goes straight into spin on the final spin. Okay. We're shaking a little bit, but at least the door's not trying to open itself. Because I have seen the door try to open itself during a heavily unbalanced spin, so I usually just hold the door closed very tight in case it does open. Like I just hold onto it like that. Like I just press on the door, keeping it from opening. But that imbalance wasn't very much like those imbalances. It wasn't at all like any of those imbalanced spins, unbalanced spins, so. 670 RPM. That's as much as we're going to. 670. And I noticed yesterday that in my recording yesterday, on the bedding cycle, premiered today but recorded yesterday, I actually noticed that I actually said 760 when I meant to say 670. So I clarified it in the live chat today on the premiere of the bedding cycle. I believe it's going to stop right away when it gets to 1, but we'll see. We'll see what it does. Yep, stopped right away when it got to 1. That's something that WashiMator will always do on every cycle, by the way. In case any of you viewers were wondering about my WashiMator brand and its ending final spin system. So we are doing Anti-Crease now. I can actually kind of hear the direct drive motor running. We do get some longer tumbles on Anti-Crease. End of cycle, here we go. Okay, so that's the end of our delicate cycle on the washer. And see how that came out. I always check the results in every single one of my videos. And oh man, that is still kind of soaked a little bit, but what the heck. I always keep the drawer slightly open and the door on its magnet just so we can let it dry out for when we're not using it. Getting that into the dryer, let me check the filter. Good. Should always clean out the filter before and after. Should always check the lint filter before and after running a cycle on the dryer. Especially on gas dryers too, because, yeah. So we're going to run delicates on here as well. It's a 28-minute cycle. I can't go to medium temperature, so... But I can change the dry level. I'll turn on wrinkle care. For some reason, I can only use energy saver on the normal cycle. But I'll do wrinkle care. And that'll be just about it for the video. So, see you in another video.